Hello there you beautiful people, it's Liquid here giving you a massive warm welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great, I hope you're keeping safe and all those good things. Now for today's DCS video we're going to have a little bit of a chat. It's completely unscripted, I haven't even taken notes, so let's see how well this goes. But basically I wanted to do a video about my first experiences of flying in DCS in VR. Good old virtual reality, taking that virtual world, putting it into reality and chucking it into a headset that you put on your head. And let me tell you this, first things first, it is absolutely incredible. It's unbelievable. I honestly can't really find the words to describe how much of an amazing experience it actually is, especially flying in VR for the first time. All those years I've been flying in flight simulators with joysticks and monitors, even back to the days of CRT monitors. Now we have these beautiful curved flat displays which don't take up half as much space, but they do help to give you a bit more of a perspective in terms of flying in a simulator. But when you put that headset on your head and you're just free to look around, look wherever you want, and get this amazing perspective of feeling like you're actually sat in the cockpit of the jet that you're flying, that is an unbelievable experience. Flying solo, it's unbelievable. You know, that first flight, the first time you take off, all the feelings and sensations that go through your mind, go through your brain, it is a bit of a... it's a mind-bending experience at first. Now, I do suffer a little bit from vertigo from time to time, so it's something that I was worried about, and this was the reason why I just wanted to do this video, was to capture all my first-hand experiences, first thoughts, and put them into a video, and basically tell you about that. So that's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing right now. Yeah. Well, trying to. At the moment, I'm just super excited, like a kid at Christmas, ready to open the biggest present that you've ever seen. But anyway, yeah, not just when you take off, but when you start doing rolls, you start doing loops, your brain plays tricks on you like you would not believe. You start to get these sort of a little woozy feeling in the stomach, but I never felt like I wanted to be physically sick. You knew that you were moving around, and for those first couple of flights, my body was basically telling me that, like, I'm upside down right now in actual real life. I feel like I'm upside down. My brain's telling me this information. If I look around, I can see land. I don't look up and see sky, I see land. My brain is telling me I'm upside down. That experience in itself is something that I never thought we'd get to this point. Like I say, I've been flying in simulators for so many years, even on CRT monitors on Windows 95. So this is something that to finally get into and to basically be awarded this headset as the MVP Ambassador Award, that even brings a whole dimension to that as well. So to have this experience, because of the amazing community of MVP, that adds a whole new dimension as well, and that's a realm of being grateful that I can't put into words. And I'm not going to bombard you with thank yous in this video. But in general, having that experience of the freedom of being able to look around and just fly, move your stick around, and just look around, look at the world, look at the other aircraft around you, you get such a sense of depth. When you fly beside another aircraft in the sky, it's like you can almost just reach out and touch it. It looks like you're actually right there in the sky beside that other aircraft. And the first time I flew with actual people was, again, it was just an unbelievable experience. I feel like I'm going to say this so often, but it was just absolutely incredible. Going through some basic formation changes, going through a couple of rolls, being able to maintain a rough position without having to move a hat switch. To put it into perspective, that's what I've been using in my entire time in DCS. I haven't used Track IR or Track Clip or Track Hat, anything like this. I've been using a hat switch on my X56 joystick to look around. And when I was originally doing formation flying, it was really tricky to stay in position, because when you're going through certain maneuvers, you're maintaining a particular amount of pressure and a particular amount of movement on the stick to try and stay in position. So because I have quite small hands as well, another issue, reaching up to move that thumb switch for the hat switch basically was a little bit tricky, and would cause me to either slightly relax my pull on the stick or slightly move the stick around, which meant I was very quick to falling out of position and making a bit of a mess. But the whole freedom of flying in VR now, everything feels completely natural. I never used to be able to fly left wing, but I've done a bit of stuff flying on the left wing, and being able to stay roughly in position straight off the bat is... That's huge to me. I feel like... not like there's a weight lifted off my shoulders, but when I fly with people, no matter who it is, I always want to try and maintain a position, or at least be roughly in position as best I can. That's just a personal thing, from my point of view. So having this freedom to just look around and maintain my view, and being free to move my joystick, that's one of the greatest experiences that VR has given me as well. Now, that's all the positives. Like, the positives, incredible experience. Flying through these clouds in 2.7 and going through each layer, unbelievable. Looking around, seeing the sunrise, it's just... Again, I've been saying unbelievable a lot, but as a first time user of VR, absolutely unbelievable. Now I'm going to talk about the cons as well, of which this might not be the case for you, but this was definitely the case with me. And I'll talk about my PC spec once we get through the cons, because I know VR is something that a lot of people would love to get into, but it is quite expensive to have a machine that will be able to support a VR headset and have it run smoothly. So if we're talking about the cons, the only one con that I've had of VR is the sick feeling. Now, after a few flights, I've been fine. I've threw the SU-27 around, which you're currently seeing right now. The MiG-29 around, I've done some stupid stuff in the Hornet with ridiculously high angles of attack. And slow speed, maneuvering, rolling, looping. I do get that little feeling in my stomach of like, whoa. But I've never felt like I actually wanted to be physically sick. So I think I've got a few hours of flying in VR at this time, with doing various stuff like formation flying with other people, trying to stick with an AI jet, just generally flying around on my own, and all that kind of stuff as well. But when I jumped into the F-16, which as we know is famous for its bubble canopy and its incredible views, when you just look around you don't see any rails, you just see the sky, you see everything. I barely survived in the F-16 for 3.5 minutes before I felt like I wanted to actually throw up. And I wasn't doing anything crazy in the F-16, I was just jumping into one of the instant action missions, flying around, and yeah. After I leveled out into level flight, flying the jet straight and true, my stomach was basically telling me, if you don't stop now, we're going to have a bit of an issue. So I pressed escape, I took the headset off, and I'm not even kidding you, I was out for the rest of the day for about 3 to 4 hours with a constant feeling of nausea and sickness. I haven't had any headaches related to VR as of yet. I have been using the headset for about 50 minutes total time in one flight. Obviously I've spent a few other days flying in it as well, but 50 minutes is about my maximum time with the headset on, and I've had no headaches. But in terms of feeling very quite sickly, that was because of a 3-minute flight in the F-16. And up until now, that's been my only con. So since that, I've avoided the F-16 and I've stuck with everything else, flying the SU-27, which I know and love, and experimenting in the Spitfire as well, and obviously the Hornet too. So I'm looking forward to exploring some more jets as well, and seeing what it's like flying them in VR. But my initial first impressions are, it's an incredible, unbelievable experience that I cannot get over to you in a video, like in words or with footage that you're seeing just now. I just cannot give you that sense of perspective that VR gives you when you put that headset on your head. And I've tried my best in this video. I really have tried to convey that enthusiasm and the feelings of flying in VR, but I know that's not going to be the same as you having the headset on your head. And speaking of the headset on your head, like I mentioned, having a PC that runs a VR headset smoothly, definitely at this time, at this moment in time, it's not cheap. And I don't think it ever has been cheap, but because of the good old GPU shortages that has happened, it's not made it easy at all. But my system is an i9 10850K. It's not overclocked, it's just running base frequency. It's a ASUS Z490F gaming motherboard, ROG Strix. 32GB of Corsair Vengeance Pro Ram, running at 3600 MHz. And the big beastly GPU is an Aorus Extreme RTX 3080. And I must admit, I haven't had any frame issues running the headset at all. I haven't really tweaked the headset as of yet, or any of the settings. I've just let DCS decide, and everything looks pretty damn good from inside the headset so far. Clarity is pretty impressive. So yeah, really the only con I've personally had is down to myself adapting to VR, and that was the 3-minute flight in the F-16. So there you go. That's all I have to say on VR. I am looking forward to finding out a way of recording this properly so you don't see this skewed view. I will do a bit of looking into that, so any videos I do record in VR in the future, it will be looking normal. But a big thanks to you for watching. I really hope this has been helpful to you. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to reach out in the comments. Just drop a comment below and I will reply and give you an answer to the best of my ability. So yeah, big thanks to you for listening / watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, but I will catch you in the next video. And until then, this is LIKWID, signing off.